Hello, my name is Tess McKinley from Cornell Cooperative Extension of Steuben. The CCE team is here to chat with you today about what we are doing during this time. Our office location may be closed, but we are all working hard to make sure you are supported remotely. Ariel Kirk is here to share with you all of what we are doing to support our farms and community around agriculture and natural resources. Next slide, please.
Hi, everybody. So if you're, one topic that's been coming up is about milk dumping. And if you're curious about it, during these challenging times, residents are buying food staples at larger quantities. So this may be why you haven't seen them on store shelves. Stores may be limiting fluid milk, but this is a supply chain issue, not a food safety or shortage concern. And milk as a foodstuff, pardon me, is perishable in itself, but it's a highly processed and regulated food stuff, so it has to go through a lot of processes before it goes to the stores, unlike, say, vegetables that are a little bit different. Next slide, please. So what about meat shortages in the store? Well, again, that's a supply chain issue, and some Presley plants and auctions have closed or have limited hours, but around this region anyway, there hasn't been any reports about difficulty selling animals at this time. However, some people are having difficulty finding chicks for backyard growing. So that's something to think about. And on the good news, people that are doing direct sales, such as freezer trade and buy the cut, are doing well, such as at farmers markets during annual farmers markets that are still selling right now. Next slide, please. So home gardening is really big right now, and seeds are still considered an essential item that relates to food production. So just be aware that if you're going to the store, that seeds are available to buy. And it's a great opportunity to try either a new hobby or get involved with an old hobby that you haven't done in a while, or just try something new to grow your own food in that regard. Next slide, please. So one thing that has changed, because we are not in the office right now, is how to submit soil samples, which is a very important thing to still do in your home garden and your commercial fields as well. So you're going to have to submit your soil samples directly to the lab. And what you want to do is you can contact me and I can give you the correct forms to submit, but you're going to have to contact them directly to get the soil sample boxes. So it's very important to give them in the correct box, because they won't accept soil in just baggies. So that is going to be on our next slide about our resources. So at the very bottom there, we have the Dairy One website and their service hours to call them to ask them to give you the boxes, and I can give you the forms. And we have a great article about milk dumping by Caitlin Wally-Stoll and Alicia Drinky that are coming up right after me, speaking right after me from our Southwest team. Next slide.
Hi, everybody. My name is Caitlin Wally-Stoll, and I'm the Farm Business Management Specialist and Team Leader with Cornell Cooperative Extension Southwest New York Dairy, Livestock, and Field Crops Program.
And my name is Alicia Drinky, and I am the Dairy Management Specialist on that team.
Our program is a partnership between Cornell University and the 5 Cornell Cooperative Extension Associations of Allegheny, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Erie, and Steuben counties.
Our program specialists cover the areas of farm business management, field crops, dairy, and livestock. During this challenging time, we've remained available to provide research-based resources and support to the agricultural industry in the region. Next slide, please.
So while we're working remotely at this time, we're still providing farm-oriented support through phone, text, email, video conferencing, and paper mail consultations. We provide weekly updates with timely resources and connections via email and virtual programming. And for our farms that lack internet access, we've got a hardy paper mailing list that receives information at least every other week.
Additionally, we've found a new role providing consumer-oriented support in the form of press releases on food and farm topics, such as the milk dumping article that Ariel just mentioned. We offer research-based industry communications on food chain issues and safety concerns.
You can sign up for our weekly email or view our latest articles, which we're updating daily, on our website that's listed here. Next slide.
Our team has several virtual programming options coming up that we'd like to share. As our dairy management specialist, I will be offering a virtual dairy discussion group on April 21st and May 5th from 11 a.m. to noon, where I'll be presenting on a topic related to dairy farming and moderating an open discussion among participants. Then Amy Barkley, our livestock specialist, will be hosting a poultry management series throughout April and May, teaching new poultry owners how to start a successful flock from baby chicks to marketing eggs and meat.
And as the Farm Business Management Specialist, I'm creating an online learning initiative through a private Facebook group called Minding Your Marketing P's and Q's for farms interested in direct marketing their products, and that we're expecting to launch next week. Also, Joshua Putman, our field crop specialist, is working to create an In the Field podcast series that will discuss timely field management considerations, which include soil temperatures, pest and disease monitoring, and weather-related challenges. Next slide.
One aspect of the regional teams that has been particularly helpful at this time is our ability to work closely with statewide agencies. Listed on this slide are websites for programs we work closely with to provide research-based information tailored specifically to our region. These include Cornell Agricultural Workforce, Cornell Pro Dairy, and Cornell's Beef Management blog. Next slide, please.
Farms have been deemed essential businesses and are still in operation. It's been our team's privilege to continue to support farmers during this challenging time through new and innovative means to make sure we all have safe, wholesome food to feed our families.
All of our specialists are available to work with dairy, livestock, and field crops producers across the Southwest New York region. And our contact information is listed here or available on our website. Thank you, and we would now like to pass it over to the 4-H program.
Hi, I'm Jenny Gruen, our 4-H program leader in Steuben County, and we are working very hard to bring programming to our youth and our families through this challenging time. We're working wherever we need to make sure we have resources available to you. And the 4-H motto is learning by doing, and so with our pause that we're on right now, that has been a bit challenging as all of our in-person programming has been canceled or postponed, but we've taken that opportunity to create some really great virtual learning spaces and gather some resources to help folks, especially those with youth who are at home right now and looking for some activities to be doing during this time. And we definitely are missing our 4-H family, our volunteers, and our youth, but we are making the best of the situation and looking forward to our summer programs and definitely looking forward to County Fair. Next slide. And so some of the projects that we're currently working on and have youth working on at home are some community service projects. Community service is a large part of the 4-H program and giving back and building contributing members of society. And so we've been encouraging all Steuben County youth to participate in the Thank a Farmer program. During this time, folks there's time so we can reflect on where our food is coming from, where other necessities that we use on a daily basis come from. And so we're encouraging youth and anyone interested really to do postcards, drawings, just to give back and show some appreciation for farmers who are, they're still out in the fields working day in and day out. So that's an exciting program. We have 4-H youth and volunteers creating masks for local community members, medical staff, and other essential workers who are still in the workforce. And so that's been a really fun program so far to encourage youth to do. And then upcoming, we have a random act of kindness project that we are just encouraging folks to be mindful, and folks are under a lot of stress. And so if we can think of different ways that we can just be kind, go out of our way a little bit to be kind to those around us. Next slide.
Hi everyone, my name is Ainsley. I'm the program coordinator for Steuben County 4-H program. I wanted to share with you a few events we have going on, upcoming events I should say. First off, we have a multi-county 4-H animal marketing clinic, and that is going to be hosted Monday, April 20th. This is for 4-Hers that have livestock and don't have livestock to learn how to market their programs, but also how to record keep. Additionally, we have a spring garden drive-through, which will be on Saturday, April 25th. This is open to all 4-H members of Steuben County, and they'll be able to drive through the fairgrounds and pick up a paper bag filled with seeds that they can take home and plant in their garden. Going on to some summer programs, we have 4-H horse shows on June 21st and July 12th. We have a rabbit, calvie, and poultry showmanship and ID clinic going on July 9th. We also have a livestock showmanship judging and skill-a-thon clinic that is on Saturday, July 18th, also at the fairgrounds. And this is a statewide event, so any 4-H kids that are in any county in New York State will be able to join. We also have a 4-H small animal cage clinic that will be going on Sunday, July 26th, where 4-Hers can come and assemble their own cage for their small animals. And lastly, we have the Steuben County Fair, which is August 18th to the 23rd, and we're looking forward to that and seeing our 4-H kids then with all of their projects that they've been working hard at. Thank you.
All right, and so just a few quick resources. I mentioned we have some virtual programs that we have been working on and working with neighboring counties on. And so they're available on our website through the 4-H Learning Launchpad. They're also, you can find and tune in live on weekdays at 10 a.m. when the new subjects are added. In addition to our own Facebook page where we are sharing information from across the country as it becomes available, and our general website, the putknowledge-to-work.org, under the 4-H Youth tab, you'll find resources there as well, including information about enrolling. Our enrollment is open, so if anyone's interested in becoming a 4-Her, we welcome that as well. And at the bottom of the page, you'll see both Ainsley and my contact information, so please reach out. We are still very much available. Call us, email us, and we are happy to talk with you. I think next is our SNAP program.
All right, thank you 4-H. My name is Austin Nichols, and I'm a nutrition educator with the SNAP-Ed New York program in the Southern Finger Lakes region. The SNAP-Ed Southern Finger Lakes region includes Chemung, Schuyler, Steuben, Tioga, Tompkins, and Yates counties. Our team is made up of 13 staff with experience in nutrition, public health, health education, and culinary arts. Individuals who qualify for and/or receive benefits through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, may participate in our free events. These events include, but are not limited to, free nutrition workshops, food demonstrations, cooking classes, grocery store tours, and community events. We also work with families and other community partners to improve access to affordable, healthy foods and fun physical activities. Next slide, please. SNAP-Ed works with many to make the healthy choice the easy choice for our communities, which is why we are proud to announce the launching of our new website, snapednewyork.org, and all of its resources. Here we can help people learn to shop for and cook healthy meals while on a limited budget. Our goal is to provide you with the tools, tips, and tricks that can help you make nutritious food choices within a limited budget, and choose physically active lifestyles. If you are looking for a class in your area, you can use this site to connect with a local program. Next slide, please. We know staying inside during the quarantine can be difficult, but you can rest easy knowing that the folks at the Southern Finger Lakes Snap Ed New York have your back. We're here to help you and the family stay active, so we compiled a list of different websites and videos that have useful information to get the whole family moving. Next slide. Our first is GoNoodle. GoNoodle is a free online website that engages over 14 million kids every month with movement and mindfulness videos created by child development experts. They have a catalog of 300 plus dance videos, mindfulness activities, and more engaging videos for kids. Next slide, please. Yoga Ed. Yoga Ed is a free YouTube channel that is dedicated to changing education through the practice of yoga. This video series can help you and your child learn what yoga is, why it's beneficial, and how it can help you relax and de-stress. Next slide, please. Our final resource is Catch, or Coordinated Approach to Child Health. Catch is one of our premier nutrition education programs we teach here at the Southern Finger Lakes Snap Ed New York. During the COVID-19 outbreak, they have set up Google Classroom to provide you with free and easy access to several of Catch's evidence-based health, nutrition, and physical education materials. These activities require limited space and supervision and are organized into 3 sections: physical activities, activity breaks, and family health and nutrition. In addition to resources for staying active, we also have information to help simplify food planning and making healthy choices. To advise us on these topics, here is nutrition educator Jonathan Sterlace.
Whoops. Hi there. Whoops. Am I good? Sorry, I had a little glitch there. Hi, everyone. So during a pandemic, you may be taking extra precautions to keep you and your family safe and prepared, including making sure that you have everything you need at home. This guide is going to contain information on food planning, including what to buy, how much to buy, and preparation tips. You can go on to the next slide, please. So before you run to the grocery store, the first thing that you want to do is to check and see what you have at home first. Take a look at the foods you already have in your refrigerator, your freezer, and your pantry before you make a list. This will help you plan meals around what you already have and will help limit the number of times that you go to the grocery store and avoid spending money on items that you don't need. Tied in with this, we're going to look at some safety tips. So we'll go on to the next slide and talk about that briefly. That, of course, involves checking the dates on your food items. What we encourage you to do is look at the best by dates and the sell by dates. And what we encourage people to do is do first in, first out. So as you get new foods for your fridge, freezer, and pantry, that you put the newer foods in the back and pull the older foods to the front, so that you're going to use the oldest food first. You can go on to the next slide, please. Then we can go ahead and make our grocery list. Shopping may feel more stressful at this time, but if you make a list ahead of time, it's going to help you stay focused, get the items you need, and keep your shopping trip short. Just remember, since stores may not have some specific items, create a list with general items on there like bread, fruit, things like that, so you can adjust depending on what's available. You can go on to the next slide, please. We want you to consider exploring the different shopping options that may be available. Many grocery stores offer in-store pickup, curbside pickup, or delivery. There's also third-party options that exist, such as Instacart, Walmart, Amazon, Fresh, Shipped, things like that. And these provide grocery store delivery. And I can share that my parents and my in-laws have both utilized the pickup option at the curbside, and it's worked out really well for them locally here at Wegmans and Walmart. So wouldn't hurt to look into these options. You may find these services helpful during times of social distancing like we have right now. Another option that you could consider if you're an older person is to check and see if your store delivers or has early shopping hours that are intended for seniors only. Go on to the next slide, please. Okay, so now we need to look at, what should we buy and how much. And the idea here is to plan a mix of fresh, frozen, and shelf-stable foods. You want to eat your fresh food first, and then you stock your freezer and your pantry with items that you can eat in the second week and beyond. What foods should you buy? We recommend that you get a mix of shelf-stable, frozen, and fresh. Examples of shelf-stable foods include pasta, rice, dried beans, nut butters, dried and canned foods. Frozen options to think about might be breads, meats, vegetables, fruits, and even milk. Just remember, if you decide to freeze your milk, you want to pour a little bit out of the container first, because the liquid will expand and you don't want to have a big mess in your freezer. With fresh foods, again, you want to buy a variety of quantities that you normally buy. Remember to think about the special needs of all your family members, such as including your pets, infants, and those that may have dietary restrictions. And the biggest key is, I've got it on the lower right in the slide, is don't buy more than you can use within the 2-week period, because if you have food that ends up going bad, you're just going to be throwing it away, and that's wasting money. We don't want to do that. We can go on to the next slide, please. So then we can decide, what should we cook? While everyone's at home together, you may have an opportunity to try that new recipe or experiment with new flavors to keep things interesting. Maybe you saw a recipe on a website or a cooking video on TV, and this is a chance to try those things out. However, your family may prefer to stick with comfort foods, things that they are comfortable with, have had many times, or familiar. You have to work with whatever makes sense for your household. For some, maybe preparing that mom's chicken pot pie or a homemade chili or the macaroni and cheese everyone loves is the way to go. Or maybe you want to experiment. Just have to see what works best for you. We can move on to the next slide, please. So where can I learn more about all these topics? If you go onto our website and click on the Food Nutrition tab, you'll get lots of information about our food assistance programs on the website, and lots of other great information. And we also have our phone number. You can call us, of course. We're going to pass the program over to my colleague, Pat Lamphere, to tell you about the other great nutrition program we offer. Thank you very much.
Hi, thanks, John. And I'm Pat Lamphere, and I am a nutrition educator for the Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program. I'd like to share how FNEP can help families with children 19 and up to the age of 19, and help them with an understanding with healthy choices, reading labels, smart shopping, meal planning, food safety, and physical activities. In 2019, FNEP celebrated 50 years here in New York State, assisting low-income families and youth in acquiring knowledge, skills, attitudes, and change behaviors necessary for nutritionally sound diets. Also to contribute to their personal development and improvement of the total family diet and nutritional well-being. Due to these uncharted times we are in, many of us may have realized just how important focusing on our overall health is. As our time in quarantine is growing anxiety, and we are realizing more and more that our mental health is just as important as our physical health, it is always important to eat your daily dose of fruits and vegetables, which may be a factor in helping us to feel happier. Here is a little sample how to perk up your family's snacks and meals. 5 ways to add more fruits and vegetables to your day to help improve your mood. Number 1 is to try to incorporate fruit and vegetables or both at every meal. Number 2, add fruits and veggies to your snacks. Number 3, all forms of fruits and vegetables count: fresh, frozen, canned, and dried. Number 4, try something new. Use a quick, easy recipe from the FNEP website, and this link will be on the resource page. Number 5, just add 1 more. Plus, try your hand at maybe some container gardening, which 4-H, has the seeds and the egg has also a lot of information on gardening tips. So treat your mind to positivity boosted with fruits and vegetables. And if you would like more information about the FNEP program, you may contact me by email or phone. Check out our website for resources and recipes. Remember, good food choices, and please stay well. I'd like to pass it on now to Nancy Riegelsberger, the financial educator.
We know that the sudden stop economy due to the COVID-19 pandemic has everybody worried about their financial situation. So I would say it's a time for financial triage. The best way to stay the course, though, is to educate yourself about your finances and to make sure that you create a plan and know what is coming in and going out. So I want to tell you, you don't have to go this alone. We are a free and confidential resource for you regarding your finances, so please call the office and we will respond to your inquiry. Next slide, please. So back in March, we know that the government initiated the CARES Act. And as part of that act, people will be receiving, if you're eligible, a stimulus check. Now, some of you may have gotten that already, which is wonderful. And some of you may be getting a mail check, which is going to take a little bit longer. In any event, if you are eligible for the stimulus check, it's really, really important that you're making good decisions around that money. This money is not a bonus check. This money is meant for your critical bills, such as your rent, your food, your utilities, and those other bills that you may have for services going on. So it's important because there's a lot of unknowns. We have no idea how long this really is going to impact people. So it's really important to make a plan, work with an emergency fund, and make good choices around that stimulus check. The other thing I want to mention is it's really important to talk to your creditors. If you have problems paying maybe your landlord your rent, or maybe a credit card, or other bills that are due, it's important to reach out to your creditors. Talk to them and let them know of your situation, and there are programs out there that are available and in place to help you, but they don't happen automatically. So it's really important to speak to them, reach out to your creditors, and make arrangements. You know, it's going to be to your benefit to take action and do that. If you happen to be somebody that has a federal student loan, not a private student loan, but federal student loans, again, they're going to be postponing those payments until September of this year. And you want to contact your source that gives you the loan to let them, confirm that you are in place for getting that deferral of those payments. So again, talking to your creditors is critical. If you've been somebody that has lost a job, again, this is a difficult situation for people, and it's really important that you apply for unemployment. If you have an emergency fund in place, this is the time to use it. That's what it's in place for. And again, if you're lost your job more than ever now, it's time to take a look at your budget and your situation and see what bills might be able to be reduced or changed up. It's a time to relook at your situation. Next slide, please. So another area of concern around your finances is the scammers that are out there. They're coming out of the woodworks right now, unfortunately. And what's happening is they're really preying upon people who are stressed and frightened and distracted. And what they're trying to do is get your personal information. So number one clue is don't ever give personal information to anybody unless you initiate the call. People are not going to call you and tell you that they can get your stimulus check for you faster, because they can't, but they're going to try because they want your personal information. We know that checks are coming directly from the IRS, whether they're deposited into your account or being mailed. So somebody calling you is not going to be able to hurry up that procedure. The other thing also is that there are scammers out there who are trying to sell you a mask or sell you a product that can prevent COVID or those kind of things, and they want your, credit card information and those kind of things. So be very cautious when it comes to scammers. Just err on the side of caution. Just be aware and alert. Next slide, please. So we want to let you know that we're offering several virtual programs coming up due to the situation we're all in. So we have programs coming up regarding budgeting, regarding credit and estate planning. We have a variety of topics. So please go to our website, putknowledgetowork.org. You can also find on that page a lot of resources regarding answers to questions regarding the CARES Act and different programs that are out there about evictions and different topics that are addressing people and their critical financial concerns. So I just want to remind you also that if you have not filled out your census form yet, to please take the action to do that. Filling out the census form is critical to our local funding and it helps our communities. So it's really important that you take that action and fill out your census form. So I want to remind you that we are free and confidential resource. We're here to help you. So please call us and stay safe. Thank you.
Our CCE team is here to support you. Our evidence-based resources are posted online and updated on a regular basis. Please check us out and contact us via Instagram, Facebook, our website, email, or give us a call. A big thank you goes out to the public for continuing to support our cause by using our resources and participating in our programming. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video and have a wonderful day.